Hi everyone. It's so dull. I know this is a session after lunch, but we can have a little more enthusiasm. How is everyone? Good. Who's happy or who's here excited to learn about AI? Awesome. With a show of hands, how many of you have done or run ads in any time in life, or you're still running, or you've been part of a company that is running ads? Okay. Awesome. So here we are. So, a quick introduction about me. This is not working. Yeah. So, I'm the CEO and founder of Viblets, and I started an agency with my brother 13 years ago, and that's into advertisement, that's into performance marketing, and we work with the US companies, banks, and in the insurance sector. So, I have 13 years of experience in lead gen, e-com, pay-per-call, and search arbitrage, and also VSL. I don't know how many of you know VSL. VSL is this video sales letter. And my team has managed over $200 million in spend. That's mostly through Meta, Google, TikTok, Outbrain, Taboola, and various other smaller platforms. And I am an engineering by education. I am a marketer by passion. I really enjoy what I do. I'm really passionate about marketing. And I'm a speaker, plus I do some funding, and then I'm kind of invested in VCs as well. So, yes, so I just want to, before I begin the session, I wanted to share the reality of media buying. I don't know how many of you have run campaigns yourself, but this was my day in, day out, and this was my team's day in, day out. So let's start with the reality. There were multiple tabs on browser. You would have to go for traffic source, then you have to go to tracker or in their tracking platform. And there's a lot of guesswork on creatives. Along with that, there was a lot of manual optimization. And then there's a lot of reporting, but that was into spreadsheets. And we used to have longer team meetings. And then the emotion it gave us was, there was a decision fatigue because all the data was never at one place. We were able to get some success, but a lot of time we were not able to replicate it because we didn't know why thing worked and why it worked. And we were overrun by data. There was creative teams burnout, and there was misaligned team because everybody would read the data in a different way. So we were not clear what is working and which team wants it. And this was the consequences. So we missed so many opportunities. I can count so many opportunities that we missed last 13 years we could have done if we had more opportunity, at least time available with people. So you burn money on poor ads, your team is overworked, and a lot of us worked round the clock. So losing sleep is one. At least I've lost a lot of sleep over the years, and then your creatives underperform. So anybody who has gone through this life, just a show of hands, so I know that you've had this experience. Awesome. Great. So before AI, media buying was muscle work. Now it's smart work. So a lot of people, if you go to any social network, LinkedIn, X, Instagram, everybody is saying AI is coming, AI is coming. I am very sure everybody is wrong. And why I can say that, AI is already here. All the cutting edge company have already used it, already using it to produce tremendous results. It's not that it's gonna come, it's already here. And this is from our experience. We wrote down a list of all the things that we were doing on a daily basis, and we saw 92% of the tasks can be just replicated, automated through AI. 35% of the top performing campaigns now use AI for A/B testing, and then AI in media buying boosts at least ROAS by 30% in at least one out of three agencies. So on left you'll see media buying 2021, it's all scattered, different platforms, different areas that you have to fetch data. And on right side, it's all embedded into one AI system. So adapt with AI or get left behind. I think this is the most simple choice I've had in my career of 13 years. Either we adapt, either we pick up what is going with AI, or we'll be out. So yes, and it took us some time to go from the traditional route, something that we were used to on a daily basis, something that at least give us a great dopamine rush, to leave that and go to some different way wherein you are not sure it's the right path or not. So In traditional path, we were over executing and under reflecting. A lot of time we were just messing our campaigns, messing our accounts, scaling campaigns, but not profit. So this happened a lot of time. We would have a great crushing campaign, 100% ROAS on day one. We will start scaling it. The profit is not increased. Maybe you have 10x the budget, you're spending 10x, but you don't have more profit. And there was so much data around, but there was no one way to really see if it's the right data, if it's not, if we are at least viewing the right data, or if all the team members are viewing the right data. And we was losing a lot of money on active ads. So, and then we break the flow. What we have done is we've used 80% of our tasks are done through AI and automated workflows. Our data is refreshed in 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes, whatever the stats are, it's going to be published on our dashboard, and you have all the live stats. So it's like working on live data. We've seen a 300% efficiency boost for people who were not able to scale their campaign. In a lot of people we saw, there's up to 300% efficiency boost, and a lot of campaign went up to 10x ROAS. So I think these were the points that we saw while we ditched the way of normal marketing and we went to AI marketing. So everything we know about AI is outdated. Earlier we were doing manual research. Now my team doesn't do manual research. A lot of it comes through AI. We just ask the AI. AI knows everything, at least most of the part in the areas that we're working. For creative brainstorming, we would give AI all the ads that have been running for us and all the ads that have not run for us in the past. So it has way more context window than a normal human would have. Platform setup now, AI, what is different is AI is built in a way that it can integrate with other tools very seamlessly. You don't have to have a developer. You can just go on ChatGPT, ask it, and it will tell you what to do. And a lot of time, we were just optimizing with our guts. Now we are just optimizing on basis of predictive scaling model through AI, and the analysis is also done by AI. So, and the new way works like magic. And this is where Vibelets meets vibe marketing. Anybody knows about vibe marketing? Anybody has heard the term vibe marketing? Yes, no? Okay. So anybody has heard about vibe coding? Okay, some few hands. So vibe coding is when you can use a language model and you can create anything using that language model as a software, as a program. Now what we are doing the same in vibe marketing is wherein you are using a natural language model and you are using it to create campaigns, optimize campaign, create ads for you, and it does all the job. So there are 4 core parts of media buying. And particularly I'm talking about paid ads. One is planning your campaign. You need to plan the campaign in the right way, wherein you know it's the right plan, it's the right CPA, how much budget do you want to spend. And then once you've done that, you create your campaigns and you create your ads, and then you optimize your ads. And this is a loop wherein you see what's working, you see what's not working, and then you plan again, and then you create campaigns for that, and you see what data is going on, and you create new ads. So it's a loop, and it's a flywheel. And what we've done is we've made a performance command center. AI gets everything, and AI knows everything, and it's plugging one part of data into the next one, and it's a closed, open loop. So, yeah. So this is one of our platform. This is one of the features that we have. On the left screen, you see a language model type. Is this viewable from the back? Okay, awesome. So here I've just written a small prompt. Hi there, assist me in a media buying strategy. And let's have the video and then probably I'll explain more. Sound. So this is one of the setup wherein you chat with, let's say I want to run or I want to promote a personal loan offer for the US market. I will chat with GPT and I will give it, this is what I want to run. And it will give me all the basics of what my target audience should be, what user, and with the knowledge. And if I already have campaigns running on that platform, this knowledge will be very precise. But if you are starting from scratch, it will still give you a better result than what you have thought of. So this is the first part. And now, how many of you spend hours and hours of your day optimizing campings? Just a show of hands. Okay? At least I used to do that. And every morning, whenever I would open my laptop, this would be first 1.5 hour of my day when I would just sit and work on my campings. And every 2 hours, I would have to work, open my campings, and just work and optimize on the camping. So this is one of the optimization modules that we've built. So I'll just show you the demo. So if you see just down so left side is all the camping data. I've given it, analyzed it data for me, and it has given me these camping I want to scale, these campings I want to play, these campings you want to keep paused, and these camping you can increase the budget. So what we used to take an hour for us now just takes 5 seconds, maybe 30 seconds if you're working on more accounts. All the data is fed to the LLM, and it will generate, looking at your yesterday's data, last 3 days data, last 7-day data, and all that hours of work is finished in 30 seconds. And that would save at least hours for people. Now, and we work in US mode. So what happens was, you do this at 4 or 4 p.m. and then you have to come back every 2 hours. A lot of our people would be getting up in the night. So we made another mode for them. This is called the Zen mode, and this is probably, I feel, is the core of what we've built. It's like if you're doing trading or anything like that, you would open a trade, and as a trader, you would come back to that screen after every few hours. If you're making money, if you're not making money, have you made more money, have you not made more money? And we made a module wherein once you've left the screen and maybe you come after 2 hours, you would open the screen and then you would see things that have changed. It will give you a summary of what has happened, and it will also tell you, okay, this much profit you've increased. Along with that, the campings and some other key highlights or things you need to address. So I'll just show you the video. So once you come back, everything that needs your attention, everything that you have to do is right there. You would have to just click, chat with it, or you can just say, okay, everything looks fine, just take all the actions. So all the optimization work that you would do after hours and hours now takes seconds. So at least while we were, and our team buys media on scale, like maybe six and mid 6 figures a day. So we would spend at least 3 to 4 hours on this just. Now that takes 5 to 7 minutes. And that's the power of AI. Also, what would happen is everybody has a different way of taking actions. Everybody might make some mistakes, but AI is learning. So every data that we have goes into a prediction model, and it sees if they're doing the right thing or not, and it is learning. So if you start using AI, in a month, it would know more. And generally how AI models start is their accuracy around 70 to 80%, which is pretty good enough, but for enterprise level, if you're playing with money, it's not that great. So what happens if you keep on chatting and feeding it more data, it goes up to 90-95%. That is almost equal to most of the good players out there. And within 2 months, it is around 99%. If you have the right data and you have optimized in the right way, that would beat most of the media buyers. And that's the aim that we have taken. So this is what we saw. The red graph is how we were working. We were just creating, like putting in the hours, and then you would go to high, and then you would come down. And now we are kind of, our company is seeing the green path, wherein we are feeding AI all the data. There was a slight learning curve, so the things went down a little, and that's part of the learning process. You also learn how to use the products and tools in a nice way, and the AI also learns. And once the learning kicks in, once it has more data, substantial data, now then your linear graph of pickup starts. And that's where you get the, and my advice to all the people who wanna go in AI is to be patient with it. It would not know the right answer on day one. Now I've been, at least I spent 2 hours of my day on GPT, and initially the answer that I would get is not the same that I get now. So with time, it would know you in way better ways. Now if a lot of time I've given a GPT to my team, if they want to ask certain question, if I don't have to answer, they'll get the answer from there. But how I was able to reach there, because it took me some time and you need to train it. So it does slow you a bit initially, but given the right training, given the right time, it has immense potential. So, and this is what we saw in our beta version. Now, since we are just at the launch, we are launching in a week. This is what we saw. At least one team managed 6 platforms easily. And this was a challenge. Like if we have a team, they would not be able to manage more than 2 to 3 platforms. Why? Because they would have to spend all this time optimizing. Now, with that 6, one team can manage 6. And 50% of reduction in creative cost. So time is up, so I'll just rush through. We had 3x more ROS and 80% time less spent on campings. Now this is where we are. 2024 was where early adopters, a lot of people, gained certain advantage. Right now, everybody is talking about AI or building AI agentic system. 2026 is only intelligent AI system will survive. If you don't have that, you'll be obsolete or you won't be able to match up with the rest of the players. And with that, I finished my presentation. If you have any question, I'm here. Do you have time for questions? Or done? Okay, we can take one. Yes.
Okay, we are taking one question. Gentleman here.
You have built this solution, you say you don't have any employees, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
Now, since you have built it,
Yeah.
I would take into account that within a short period, 6 months, 9 months, you will have at least 10 to 15 other customers who would have done the same thing, right?
Yeah, customers, yeah, for sure.
Players,
Yeah.
similar players like yours, right? Senior
Yes.
people who understand the domain, etc., etc. And there are a number of people who are like that.
100%.
Now, my question is, when that happens,
Yeah.
how do you see things evolving? Do you see a different level? Because not only will you have built it, your customers whom pay you, they would also have built it.
Yeah.
Right?
So
how do you see the change?
fair enough. So to build an AI model, you need 2 things. You need the right tech setup, you need the right algorithms, and you need the right data. And I think if you have the right data, because we have enormous amount of data and that has gone into training, I'm not sure everybody would have that certain access to data. I think that is a differentiator. However, I don't see that we only can create this market and curate this market. To create and curate a market, there have to be so many players to learn from and to, that's how a market grows. If I'm the only one speaking and talking about that market, then I have picked the wrong market. And if too many people are using it, if you're not using it, you will be losing out. So that's how I see, and that's how technology has evolved. If we see industrial revolution or anything else, if you're not using machines in factories, you would be outdated. In mills and everything that didn't adapt to AI, machines and production facilities, they were out. Similar is the case that's going to be with AI, and that's going to come way sooner. So that's where I am. Yes, AI everybody is going to use, but that will level the playing field in a year to 2. If you're not using it, you'll be out. But if you're using it, how you use it will be the core skill. How you use AI will be more valuable than if you're using it or not, because that is going to be the standard. Awesome. Sure. I think we're out of time, but I'll thank you guys. Thank you.